This is Anting, part of Shanghai's Jiading district. From where I'm standing right now, you can see that this is a picturesque landscape, an ideal escape from the downtown Shanghai. But if you take a closer look, you'll find that there's more to this place than just nature. Because Anting is also home to the Shanghai International Automobile City, where new cars are born and old classics are preserved. This is the hub for new ideas towards shaping the auto industry. This auto city, located just an hour's drive away from downtown Shanghai, is getting ready for the China Anting 2013 Automotive Design Conference and Workshop, which brings in top car designers from around the world each year. But before all this happens, I'm going to take a sneak peek into the intriguing and sometimes mysterious worlds of some car designers already based in Anting to find out what makes this place so magical. Our journey begins at a place where vintages rest and new ideas are inspired.
I am Matteo Malandrino. I am an Italian architect and I am also a car designer here in Shanghai.
What draws Matteo to the Shanghai Auto Museum isn't just its impressive architecture or its even more impressive cars. It's how the museum so accurately portrays the ups and downs of the auto industry from birth to present. After analysing the relationship between automobiles and human beings, Matteo is looking to give city transportation an upgrade by introducing the concept of private-public transportation. But to bring this van-like concept closer to reality, he needs to convert his ideas into something both you and I can visualise. And that's where our designer comes into play.
我是杜嘉林，毕业于位于安亭的同济大学汽车学院，现在是一名汽车造型设计师。Material 在整个项目中起到的作用是一个前期的概念以及空间总布置的考虑，它会告诉我，在空间利用上的一些问题，我必须遵循的一些硬性指标。
The idea of design a new car is really important, starting from how many space that you need for the car.
Right.
You have always to consider that the subject in the car is the man. You have always to study and design around the people.
Right, and the needs of the people are not necessarily the best looking, right?
Yeah.
And that's where you guys have some issues, right?
Yeah. Since Material had told me about the package he needs to put 9 people into a car, he needs such kind of box space. But I think maybe the box space is a little bit conflict with the beauty.
That's the issue. Decades ago, there was no such thing as a car designer, only stylists who would make artistic improvements to the rigid work of the engineers. But as time progressed, how a car looked started to become just as important as how it functioned. And around the time of the first petrol crisis, the stylists moved away from the engineers and into their own field, pushing the barriers of car development and at the same time, sparking some very heated battles between the two camps.
作为一名设计师，我当然希望整车的造型能够更加的有未来感，更加的与众不同。起初我也画过一些比较疯狂的方案，比如说像这个，可以看到它非常的与众不同它非常的有特色，然后我也觉得它非常的有动感。
You personally like
Yeah,
it, right?
I like it very much. But Material told me.
I think it's not the right street that we have to pursue because we need space for the people.
Right.
Yes, this is beautiful, the design, but this is not good for the space for people.
So there becomes this standoff between we need to fit these people in the car, but we need to make the car look nice on the road.
Yeah.
There is a part of the game we have to discuss about form on one side and design and style on the other side, and you can understand that two different brains in war into the middle of the project, but I think this is really necessary if we want to join at good point at the end of the project.
And what better place for developers, designers and engineers to hold a battle than in Anting, where history is at their fingertips, playing a constant reminder that compromise between functionality and style is what fueled the rapid changes made to the appearance of cars over the last century.
这就是我的问题，我必须考虑功能和造型之间的平衡。然后通过一些草图，最后我找到了一个这样的一个感觉。我还是利用了一些横平竖直的线条，保留了它的方块的构成感，让它有一定的动感，但是又能够满足功能上的考量。
After meeting each other halfway, the concept of an electric and semi-public vehicle is finally starting to show some personality on the sketching paper. But get ready for more action later as we see sketches leave the paper and enter reality. We left the museum to go to a place that is playing an increasingly vital role in the car development industry. Tongji University is home to China's best school of automotive studies. And being located right here in the Auto City, the university's role is set to become even bigger. The studies undertaken at Tongji University inject a new academic element into the R&D that goes on here in Anting. But Tongji doesn't only supply new concepts and fresh talent to the industry. For many international automakers, they're looking to add more dimensions to this relationship.
The Audi Tongji Joint Lab could say started with one person. It is Minister Wang Gang, the Chinese Minister for Science and Technology, former President of Tongji University, former Dean of Automotive Engineering, and former Audi engineer. And so this contact never broke up, and he encouraged us to open this joint lab, which we did in 2010. Our first project was a pretty big one. We built a fully electrical version of the Audi A6L. More recently, we tapped into more and more innovations and fresh new ideas. What could we do next? How could we enhance this experience? What didn't we ever think about it? And get maybe new exciting features, making the car even more attractive for Chinese customers.
Jürgen Bauer works for Audi as a China expert and was the driving force behind developing long versions of the Audi A4 and A6 specifically for the Chinese market, which opened up new avenues for culture-based creations.
I'm involved in the long versions of Audi in China for a long time, and it's a success story. It is like taking the customer seriously, because very long time ago Audi understood that Chinese customers, they cherish comfort, cherish luxury, cherish well-being and space in a car.
After the Audi Tongji Joint Lab was funded, the process of finding the real needs for Chinese consumers has been taken to a new level of exploration. Now this project, it's kind of hard to see if it's a car at all. I mean, what is this project?
Yeah, we were thinking what is luxury for a car. So basically this is a wellness salon on wheels.
So the consultant sits here and then the boss is lying down, and then the consultant can also give him sort of therapy or...
And something like a foot massage or somehow virtualized foot massage. I do not even know how to do this in practical way, but it's an amazing inspiration to what could be important.
Using students as innovative agents can give rise to some unexpected results that are seemingly wild but deliver a unique understanding of how the Chinese consumer judges the value of well-being and luxury. So the concept is with airflow, like how does that play a role?
The whole design is basically a huge air nozzle or air cleaning system, because he thinks fresh air is maybe one of the most luxurious things you can get.
So the air is through this duct here, and then is circulated through the car. So, so you have two seats here.
This is maybe for the driver and for the co-driver, his friend or customer.
Oh, okay. So we have like a sofa in the back. So
yeah, right.
Okay.
Correct. The students make up a story. They really search for a target customer. Sometimes they really take an existing person, like a VIP who really drives Audi, and make the car tailored for this person with sometimes unexpected results. We made a presentation out of this and showed this to colleagues at Audi. They were really amazed. And now not designers but concept developers looking for new features and new ideas. What could we offer our customers in future?
So this design as a concept is pretty intriguing. But from a practical aspect, would Audi see this as something that they could practically use, or?
Maybe not exactly as it looks like here, but this wellness thought I think is very important. So it really catches attraction how to implement this concept into a real car, where we try to get fresh thinking from students, and on the other side gave them a lot of input from the professional auto industry. So we really give them, the students, a win-win situation. We get fresh ideas and they can work in a very professional automotive environment. And in best case, we will get to know a future colleague at Audi.
This is just one of Jürgen's many projects in Anting. And while Audi has not built its own production facility here as its mother company Volkswagen has, it has found another unique way of utilising Anting's abundant resources, which according to Jürgen is a step in the right direction.
I'm from an auto city, Stuttgart in Germany, which has a very long history of car making. So in Germany there are a lot of experienced professional suppliers and car experts gathering about the places where car plants are. This took a long time to develop. Anting Auto City is different. It's a strategic master plan. They try to move quickly and they try to make everything right by involving car makers, suppliers, and they centralize it around the car culture with the car museum, the test drive center, and get people involved very quickly. This looks pretty smart to me.
With car culture serving as the bedrock for car development, there is one element that Anting is world famous for, and it can be somewhat addictive: speed. I'm racing at the Shanghai International Circuit, and I'm about to meet someone who was born to be on this track. But no matter how fast I go, I'm never going to catch him on a track like this. So that's why I've arranged to meet him in a more contained area so I can catch a glimpse of how his need for speed is satisfied here in Anting.
So right now we are here in Anting Auto City. We are inside of the Shanghai Automobile Exhibition Center, where in September will be held China Auto Salon, CAS, very popular. And right now it's empty and it's only for us. My name is Pascal, I'm from Italy, and I was driving the rally for like 16 years actively. And then for 5 years I was being on World Rally Championship. And now for the last 7 years I'm here in China. I have one workshop in the Anting city, and it's called Auto Speed Racing. We build a lot of different cars, we do a lot of different technology. We have also a factory where we produce a lot of interesting parts.
As a race car builder and auto parts supplier, Pascal's ASR racing team provides heavy competition at the China Touring Car Championships. Because he doesn't just modify cars, he creates them. Wow, it really has been taken apart, so you have everything that's totally essential for a race car, right?
Yep.
You can see the...
It's safety cage, yeah.
Yeah, this is really...
It's tubular steel frame, purely here for safety reasons above all.
Yeah.
And of course helps for the stiffness of the chassis.
Very
For
good.
the better handling, yeah.
The setup here is very different, I think. You know, we've got high pedals. I mean, you've got the clutch here, right? Mm-hmm. And then the brake and then the accelerator.
Yeah, like normally cars.
Yeah, it's all the same. But you don't use this as much, right? Every time you shift a gear, do you need to push it down?
No, you just use clutch once when you put the first gear. Once you take off, you don't touch the clutch anymore.
So you pretty much only for the start, and you just get the revs up,
Yep.
and then out.
Basically what normally drivers do, they hold the left foot on the brake and right foot on the throttle. You use the brakes a lot.
A lot?
But that's why you hold actually the left foot on the brake, so you don't need to
Oh, okay, so
change
you've got,
switch.
that also cuts down the time, because every millisecond
course.
counts.
In auto-speed racing, in ASR, we use like 95% Chinese parts and 100% Chinese engineers, Chinese developers doing this in my factory, in my workshop. I must say I'm very proud of it. Well, some company importing technology from outside. We build the stuff here and we are exporting outside. I'm speaking about the really high-tech stuff. High-tech stuff did win many races.
With his winning attitude and world-class technical experience, Pascal is now introducing cutting-edge racing technology to his racing team here in Anting. And I was lucky enough to put my hands on one of his latest engine dyno creations. Alright, so this is the main switchboard.
Yep, here's the main switch key.
Flip this up.
Yep, ignition, fuel pump.
Are we ready?
We are ready?
Gentlemen, start your engines. Alright, now that's a beautiful engine.
Yep, yep.
Now what does this do?
This is basically a throttle.
This is
Where you
the throttle.
accelerate, yep.
So this is where you put it in.
Yep,
I just twist it.
yeah, a little bit.
Oh, this is the first time in my life that I've used my hand to accelerate.
Because it's on the engine dyno, there is no throttle pedal, yeah?
Right, it's a pure naked engine. This is speed, raw speed. I love it. Feel that. So what are you testing now?
Right now I'm trying a little bit to adjust the fuel knob so the engine can rev up easier. We're normally trying to adjust the best possible setup for the engine, right?
Right.
Here we also can adjust like engine speed.
Yeah.
Let's say up to 3,000, then we kind of go across the 3,000.
Over the past few decades, Anting has been striving to create the ultimate auto city. The Auto Museum, the International Circuit and the Exhibition Centre are all part of the plan. Now, not only is the infrastructure in place, there are more and more precious vintages appearing in the museum, adrenaline-pumping races on the track, and world-class exhibitions in the hall. Together, these are the key elements needed to build a solid automobile culture. And with people like Pascal calling Anting their home, the human element is also on its way to completion. But before we let one of Pascal's machines loose in the hall, let's get back to where we left off in the designing world.
我们知道，汽车它毕竟是一件工业产品，并不是汽车设计师通过几根线条就能够表达出来的，它必须通过精确的定位才能够制造出来。当我们做完了设计之后，我们会在墙上做一个胶带图，来确定线与线之间的关系，然后做到精确。然后做完了之后，会通过扫描把这些胶带图再导入到3维模型中进行建模。
Rather than being a larger version of a sketch, taping in most cases results in further modifications to the vehicle. It needs to be more engineer-friendly and realistic. And for the first time, Matteo can actually feel what it's like to be inside his creation. While a one-to-one taped model gives that new aspect of reality to the dimensions, but being still a 2D model, many aspects of the car remain invisible. A mass production model is going to be assessed by thousands of consumers, which is why designers need to become 100% intimate with every inch of the model. In order to find out how this is done, I ventured into the workplaces of Orazio from the high-end international designing company Pininfarina and Professor Li from the Tongji Automotive Design Institute to find out more.
In the School of Automotive Studies, we have about 7 majors, including the engine study, the chassis study, and the autobody study. Of course, including the car design program.
With the latest in shaping technology, designers in Anting are now able to pull their designs off the paper and into the form of a life-size clay model. All right.
Yeah.
So this is a slow, gradual process. It's going along the edge, line by line, very linear.
Yes, a lot of lines, and there will be a lot of tracks and steps between the different.
Oh, so there'll be lots of bumps, and that's where the hands need to come in to smooth it out.
Exactly. And the clay is a very special material for the design process because it can be preheated in the oven and then become very soft and easy to handle with. And in the room temperature, the clay can keep a normal shape of the design. So it is very useful for car designers to make both the primary surfaces and the subtle details.
So you're on a bit of an angle.
Yes, we have to consider balance angle to let it become more smooth and it gets a lighter shape.
So you're not going in line with the straight lines, you have to go across that way.
Across in this direction and other directions.
While machines play a significant role in the model shaping process, according to Professor Li, only humans can really judge what is beautiful or not. So once the general shape is completed, it's up to the designers themselves to manipulate the final look and feel with every single stroke. This takes years of practice, so having a go at smoothing out the surface is probably the safest option for me. I guess my first stroke will be extremely soft because I want to make a deep impression.
Yeah. You have to be very carefully.
So careful is okay. Too careful is okay.
Yes. Very good.
All right, we're getting a flat surface now.
Yeah, very good. You did well. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, great job.
The right tools and the right methods don't always lead to the right result. Success in the modern automobile industry requires the appropriate use of all available resources, rather than operating behind closed doors. And this is the principle Professor Li's students work by.
Anting City is a special area for the automotive industry, and the Tongji University is the education unit in the auto city, focused on education and research. But our school, the School of Automotive Studies, have a tight relationship between Tongji and the other industry or companies around Tongji.
With brands like Audi and Volkswagen becoming more accessible to universities, students and brands alike are able to benefit from each other. Recently, another company is about to get in on the action.
This is part of our plan to develop more communication and more relation with the Tongji University, to be close with the new generation, Chinese designer generation, that will be the generation who will shape the future of China. This is quite important.
From what was once a block of clay, Orazio's stunning concept car begins to take shape. The name is Cambiano, representing an elegant and sporty look, and the creator is the world-famous designing company Pininfarina.
Pininfarina is a quite old company because it was founded in 1930 as a coach builder. Coach builder means the car producer provide the frame with the engine and give the duty to the coach builder to dress the car.
Those humble dressers went on to make magic on wheels, completing models such as the Ferrari 206, the first Ferrari with a middle engine, the Ferrari 599, the Ferrari FF, the Maserati Quattroporte, and Ferrari's concept car, Sergio, which was named after the second president of Pininfarina and now I can visit such a famous company right here in Anting to find out what makes these designers tick.
Mainly the root of designer is still related to the aesthetical value. Aesthetical value that you can express by the way that you work, the volume and the surface. So I can say that to work the clay, for example, to shape the clay is not far away from the sculpture. It's a kind of sculpture.
So this is also where the first time that you can sort of lay your hands on your brainchild, it sort of comes to life. How does that feel?
Yes, it's the moment that you see that if your expectation are exactly what you had in mind.
Sometimes you get surprised, right? You think,
sometimes,
that's not what I was looking for.
Yeah, sometimes you are surprised, but the feeling is still different. So first of all, is an object that you can turn around. You can, for example, to touch the surface, which is not only the feeling that you get from visual.
Yeah.
Is a different emotion.
According to Orazio, beauty is not purely visual. By merely touching the curves, a whole new feeling of the design comes to life. But while a romantic approach to car designing is essential for aesthetics, this is only effective when combined with a rational approach to meeting the needs of the market.
Nowadays, if you look at Audi, even you take out the 4 circle, the logo, you take it out or you cover it, you define this Audi. You define based on the proportion, you define based on the front layout, which is the face of the car, and in the proportion of the grille and the lamps. And what we are doing in Europe is exactly this. So don't develop the design and putting a lot of contents, but make it clean, pure, simple, with a strong quality. And this is exactly what Chinese market asks.
To meet the needs of Chinese consumers, Jürgen introduced the concept of long version Audis. Orazio, on the other hand, is attracting high-end Chinese consumers by sticking to original designs for brands like Ferrari and Maserati. Both have their own strategies for this giant market. But whether it's creating something new or refining the old, by being here in Nanting's Auto City, they're already one step ahead of the rest.
Pininfarina chose to open a branch office in Shanghai. When I say branch office, it's not only a representative office. We have our team, designer, engineering, so we develop work here. Anting and Auto City is a hub of automotive technology development. So in this area we can easily find all the net of supplier to develop our work.
With the help of local suppliers, companies like Pininfarina are able to take their designs in China even further, allowing models to take shape faster and designers like Orazio to focus on getting every little curve just right.
From this step, which is still a scale model, we can try to develop, to do some tuning.
You start to work on improvements, right?
Yes. For example, if you would like to modify this line,
Yeah.
you can use the tape like this. You search the quality of the line that you have in mind.
Yes.
You can easily to see which is the difference. For example, if we move this line from here to here, and maybe we can also change the angle of the intersection of the two lines to give the feeling of more dynamic.
Right, not so rounded, it's more like a flowing feel.
Yeah, to increase the angle between the two lines.
Yeah.
And you can
appreciate what it would look like.
Yes, you can appreciate if you like it, if you don't like. At the end, if you like it, so it's easy to, even for the modeler, to take out some material here and follow.
Oh, so you would actually keep that there and then you use your equipment to sort of cut away.
Yes, exactly. You take out some materials.
That's the wonder with clay. You can actually modify, and then you take off the tape, and the car's changed.
Yes.
If only we could do that with our real cars, right?
Yes.
When Orazio's team is finished for the day, the time difference in Italy allows the team over there to continue working around the clock. And as night falls outside, the roads in Anting are lined with truckloads of newly made cars being shipped directly out of town. But for me, I've got an appointment for another round of adrenaline with Pascal.
Ready? Yeah, ready.
But while it might seem to be all fun and games, Pascal is also thinking well into the future, because the auto industry as we know it could be destined to change forever.
I think that the world will be changed actually drastically. I think that many people don't even have the idea how much will be changed. The fact is that we don't have so much fossil fuels, the oil, right, to create the fuel, diesel or whatever. We don't have so much. And anyway, pollution is massive. And I think that we should follow more some kind of initiative like they have it here in Jardin, in Anting area, I think.
Pascal's predictions are starting to become a reality here in Anting. This EV zone is the largest electric vehicle testing centre in China, with over 20 clean energy vehicles and 300 charging stations. While this might not be as thrilling as drifting or racing with Pascal's ASR racing team, but for consumers that are looking for reliable electronic solutions, this could be a big step into the future. But while Anting is definitely set for a bright future, its present condition is already gleaming, with over 200 billion RMB worth of automobiles and auto parts produced here every year. However, the production of new automobiles is constantly shrouded in secrecy, making most manufacturing plants strictly off limits. That being said, we managed to gain access to a factory of one auto part maker to give you a slight insight into this heavily guarded industry.
Here at Cosma Automotive Shanghai, we produce a number of parts using a number of processes and advanced technologies. We have roll forming, hot forming, hydroforming, assembly, laser cutting, die casting. We have a really wide variety of manufacturing methods here.
So basically we've got to lift this huge hunk of metal and get it all the way onto this machine here, right?
That's correct. We need the raw material on the machine in order to make product.
All right, look it up. So how heavy is this?
This coil of steel is just over 2,000 kilograms.
Wow, we're going to have that up in the air.
Yeah, it's a pretty big hunk of steel. Okay, let's do it.
Let's do it.
The parts we make here in Anting are in a number of famous brand vehicles. For example, we have parts in Volkswagen Polo, the Benz E-Class, BMW 3 and 5 Series, General Motors Cruze, Hyundai Elantra and Santa Fe, and a number of others.
As one of the top car parts suppliers in the world, Magna owns a huge production plant in Anting. But as most of the lines here are still confidential, our cameras were only allowed to film the production of a relatively simple part, a rocker panel for the seat base of a car.
Rocker panels exist in the car chassis below the passenger compartment, so they're somewhat of an unseen component to the chassis.
All right, so now it's ready to go?
Yeah, all that's left is we need to button up the line, make sure everything's closed up and safe, and then running the process.
All right. So this is the rolling process?
Correct. We unwind it off the coil through a flattening system.
And once it's flattened, where do we go?
Once it's flattened, accumulate the steel in what we call a looping pit.
Oh, okay. It drops down.
Yeah, we accumulate the steel in this pit so that we can stop the steel to pierce holes in it.
So it's like the steel's coming along and then it slowly goes down.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah, it gives us the time to stop the material in the pierce press to make holes or other features in the part.
Time is money, right?
Time is money.
Every second counts. All right. Now this this is the interesting part. I mean, why do you have all these things lined up?
Yeah, this is where we actually start the roll forming. We're taking the flat steel and we progressively roll it into the form that the customer requires.
I can see how it's slowly taking shape, but why not do it with just one?
Right, if we form the material too quickly, then it'll crack and split. It's a little bit like plasticine. You know, if you squeeze it too hard, you'll go right through.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 3 things we focus on here in Anting are safety, quality, and productivity. I think there's a huge advantage to being located in Anting. Anting's very well equipped with machining suppliers, machine suppliers, component suppliers. This makes logistics and shipping quite simple and low cost. If there's any concerns with our suppliers or customer, we're close enough that we can have same-day meetings to resolve the issues. So very easy for us to access what we need to make our business successful here. Yeah, this is the last step in the process. Here we're cutting the parts to length. The operator is inspecting the parts for quality.
All right, so here it is. I guess if we were looking for something.
Yeah, the operator's looking for cracks where we form the material. They're checking that all the holes are in the correct location.
While Mark inspects the quality of these new parts, my journey through the Shanghai International Auto City has come to an end. From strokes on clay to tire marks on the track, and from paper to production line, Anting is not only building a bright future for itself, but for the auto industry as a whole. Every auto part sent off the assembly line is a symbol of the wisdom and hard work that goes into making cars what they are today. And with cultural differences playing an increasing role in the development of automobiles, there are now even more facets to consider than ever. The Anting auto industry is hitting this issue head-on with 15 public R&D platforms and almost 200 international high-tech enterprises, all working together with a common dream of bringing this industry into the future. Thank you for watching this special program. I'm Cameron Anderson. Bye for now.